Well, good afternoon and welcome. We are live any minute now, believe it or not, on BBC Radio. Just can't make this up. Believe it or not, I am actually on top of a building next to BBC Broadcasting House here in central London. It's hard to believe, but that's exactly where I am. On a cardboard Mars base camp. If I wave, you can hopefully see me. I don't know if we can cut to another camera. Can we fade across? Here I am, yeah, on top of BBC Broadcasting House. Well, not on top of it. We couldn't get on top of it. They've got a lot of air conditioning and stuff on there. So let's. Here I am. I'm Nick Causton. I'm a dad at a non-profit called Steamco. I think we can probably actually cut. They've literally just phoned me up and said, "Will I go live? Will I go live on their radio show?" So let's just cut across. Now it's going to be a bit weird because they're a little bit behind me. So what I have to do is turn me down in the studio here, and then turn the radio up. So my voice won't actually be going in time with what's being said. So let's just see if we can cut across there now to the live feed.
We're asking people how they remember school. What were your school experiences like? What was your school experience like? What, to be really, was it bad?
Okay, so I'm standing by to chat to Eddie, get my phone.
Until I got to understanding the power of words, which would have been about 14, no, I didn't like it at all. Once I understood the power of words and what I could do with somebody who was interfering with me through the words that I used, I had a great time.
Wow. So
they didn't.
But up until the age of 14,
yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
I
I didn't enjoy it. I got to 11 and then everybody got taller than me because I stopped growing. So I was bullied and pushed around.
Oh, no,
don't feel sorry for me. What was your school experience?
I had a really good school experience. So I'm interested to hear what everybody else's
What are you
like.
calling an experience, though?
Just the whole time. I loved going to school. I loved getting up every day and going to school. I did not have a problem.
So you had friends that you would go to school with?
I had a great time in class. I feel like I was diligent. It was a really positive experience.
But you're bright, aren't you? You're one of the first that went to university.
Stay with it, guys.
I didn't say bright.
Stay with it. I'm assured that we're going to be live any minute. Stay with us, please.
You live with.
Yeah,
How about that?
I don't know. I think that's unfair. Because I think had my mum maybe had a different opportunity than she.
Well, no.
Definitely.
I accept that. My mum is the most intelligent person I know.
So, yeah.
But university.
We're really close to the end of Eddie's show. This is Eddie Nestor. We're really close to the end of his show, and I really hope that they're going to fit me in.
Find out everybody about school experiences. We were thinking about like the environment, your teachers, representation, your friends, the setup. Like, what was school like for you? Good memories, bad memories. Has the school shut down now? And
they knocked my school down twice.
Twice?
Yeah. So up to now, and then they knocked it down, and they've knocked it down and built an academy.
What academy is it now?
I don't know. I've got no intent. I was standing on it the other day. I can't even remember. I can't remember. All I remember about school in Hackney is I needed to go to Upton House. I had it was a grammar school, and I didn't get in. And it's now Mossbourne Academy, and it's doing incredibly
very
well.
good school.
Yeah. Stay with us. I think we're going live any minute. I've just had the producer in my ear. Hang on.
Have fun. Nick.
Hello, Eddie.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Earth to Nicholas.
Well, only my mother calls me Nicholas.
I'm
Eddie.
sorry.
So Nick will do. So I only had to say, can you hear me? Because I'm literally speaking to you at the moment live from Mars.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
Because you are. I felt really horrible today when I was speaking to our expert. And of course, this is just to let everybody know, this is Prince William saying we should probably spend money and our energy trying to fix what's on Earth as opposed to sending people to bits of space, because William Shatner, the oldest person to go to space. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think we've got to see the positive in this, Eddie. I haven't got an awful lot of time for space tourism for the sake of it, and there's an aspect to that to yesterday, but they're going to do this. We've got to use this to inspire our kids. You've just had a brilliant conversation there about education, about your school being miserable and the sad times. We've got to inspire our kids. They've had the toughest 18 months that you can imagine, and I know you know that. We've got to inspire them to learn. We've got to inspire them, give them hope, some aspiration. I don't know if you know, but Elon Musk has said he wants to get 1 million people on Mars in 30 years' time. He's tested, he's built, and he's now building 1,000 starships to take 1 million people to Mars. 1,000 starships, 100 people at a time over 10 years.
As my mum would say, to do what?
To do what? So to start a colony out there. I'm not saying I advocate for this necessarily, but my point is...
What have we done to Earth, Nick?
I beg your pardon?
What have we done to Earth?
well, what have we done to Earth? I mean, it's a very complicated conversation, and I'm not a space nut who's saying we've got to go to Mars.
Well, I'm not asking you to tell me about Mars. I'm asking you to tell me about Earth. What have we as humans done to Earth?
We've done some terrible things to Earth. We've ransacked the environment. We're not very nice to each other on a fairly regular basis. And I think, as I say, we've got to use.
Why would you want to go to Mars and do that then?
I don't want to go to Mars. I'll be in a care home in 30 years with you. I think what we've got to do.
I'll be lucky to get to. I don't think any of them will have me. No, my point is, and just very quickly, you think space exploration is the future and it's a good thing to inspire the children?
It's an important part of what we do on Earth. It's not everything we do on Earth. And people like Elon Musk, he's done his solar panels, he's done his electric cars, and he now wants to spend some time going to space.
Okay. Well,
we've got to get away from this binary view of yes or no, black or white, Eddie. We've got to do a bit of everything, and there's a lot of work to be done on Earth.
Well, thank you very much for giving me a call from Mars and picking me up. You've been brilliant. You've lifted the spirits really well. Thanks to the team. Really appreciate it. Godspeed in my life. I'll be back here Monday.
Blimey, we got in there by the skin of our teeth, didn't we? My goodness, that was a bit of fun. Who have we got tune here? Oh, I know that. Who's that? I lost it. Senior moment. I'm quite excited about that, actually. I don't think Eddie actually really believed that we were literally talking to him from Mars. Okay, from a cardboard model of Mars, stuck on a picture of BBC Broadcasting House. Actually, that's the building next door to BBC Broadcasting House, because that's BBC Broadcasting House just over there. I think we'll get rid of Eddie. Thanks very much for that, Eddie. That was fantastic. I hope Eddie sees this, because you're fantastic. Eddie Nestor MBE, absolute legend on BBC Radio. I think he's sitting in for the mighty Robert Elms today, because I think Eddie usually does drive time on BBC local radio. So this is absolutely fantastic. BBC local radio, real champions for community, for connections, and for little moments like this. I heard them chatting this morning about the flight yesterday, and Prince William or somebody has said we should be sorting what's out on Earth first. Well, of course we should, isn't that? That's a bit of a no-brainer. Although his granddad, the Duke of Edinburgh, was very passionate about space travel and what it's represented for science, for engineering, and for inspiration as well. And I think we really mustn't forget the value of all this to inspire our young people, as I just said there. I'm actually going to cut across, if I can, actually. I'll just cut on my system here, because yesterday, when that Blue Origin rocket took off with William Shatner on board, basically that was space tourism. There's no getting away from it, and I'm not pretending that I particularly agree with that for the hell of it. But if that trip with people like with William Shatner of space, of Star Trek, and if that can inspire people, connect people, make them look and think about these issues, then it's got to be good. If they're running them on a regular basis purely for billionaires, just for the sake of it, then millionaires, then I think we've got a bit of an environmental issue with that, and I'd certainly be the first person to call that out. Absolutely no doubt. So just going to cut across, because yesterday when that rocket went up, because of the William Shatner thing, because of the Star Trek thing, I restreamed it. I took the feed into our system here, and we can actually cut out now, and I can actually take you to that moment where we linked up with a school in New York, and it really was fantastic. Their teacher there, Miss Stavridge, she connected with me on Twitter, saw we were going to be live streaming, and she got the children all lined up. It was all cleared with GDPR and all the privacy, and it really was a very, very special moment. Let's just play across that now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you can see a clean separation between the capsule and the booster.
The New Shepard capsule, as you can see, is falling away. It's at 300,000 feet, fully reusable rocket, so that they can use that rocket again. It's now coming back into land. This is it landing.
And touchdown. Welcome back, New Shepard. The fourth flight to space and back for that vehicle.
The parachutes have now opened. The rocket is descending. There's going to be quite a bump.
Stand by, touchdown.
Fingers crossed for a safe landing. Here we go.
And capsule touchdown. Welcome back, the newest astronauts. What a day for you. Welcome back.
I am overwhelmed.
So we are live at the moment from the desert in Texas, live in the desert in Texas with William Shatner chatting to Jeff Bezos. We've been for a ride in a rocket, and here they are.
So quickly, 50 miles
Then you're just in blackness.
you're in death. The moment
This is life.
This is life, and that's that. And it's in an instant, you go, wow, that's death. That's what I saw.
That's amazing.
I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. And this is what I should have said.
So a really lovely moment there. William Shatner there sharing his moments, what felt like a life and death experience, because he shot through the blue cloud, or the blue blanket as he called it, the comforter blanket, which is our atmosphere, and suddenly was in darkness and looked back as if he'd been thrust into death. And he made that comparison. It's absolutely fantastic, and there's some great clips around of William Shatner and how that trip affected him. A lot of people are wondering what on earth all this is about here, and I know that Eddie Nestor was a little bit baffled by what we did there. So basically, I've got a GoPro here. Eddie, if you're watching, I'm going to show you what we've got going on here. Okay, so basically, if I press that button there and this button here, you'll see that I'm actually in front of a green screen. Now, even the BBC have got tech like this, so I'm sure, although probably not in BBC Radio, Eddie, although if you're using Zoom, you can put a green screen behind you. The cool stuff is what's going on around here, because basically I've got a laptop with all my vision mixing on, so I've got it's very complicated. It's, if I look a bit phased, it is a little bit of a sort of senior moment on my part, because this is pretty heavy, particularly in the stress of the moment, because I'm here on my own in a spare bedroom in Paddington, basically. So it's my spare bedroom turned into an office for lockdown, so I've got my desk over there, got a cardboard castle over there like you do, bit of a cardboard monster over there, got my disco ball. Had a lovely chat with Claire, what's her name, who does a show on Radio London. We talked about shining a light in the darkness, because that's been hanging in my tree. I've got a mirror ball hanging in my tree outside the house. Shining light in the darkness, got lots of buttons under here, which is all quite complicated, and a keyboard and a laptop there for Zoom, and a screen there for Zoom, and then this is my social screen going on here. So Eddie, I was on Mars, because here is Mars, look. I've actually got a cardboard model of Mars here, as you can see, and there's my rocket. So this is a cardboard model I made from these little blue plastic clips that we've just got in from Australia to help kids build really cool stuff like that, and like this rocket. I'm all fingers and thumbs here. I've got it balanced on my knee, and there's another rocket we made out of these little blue clip things. Get in touch with Steamco, we can get those for you if you want some for your kids. And we built this little set, and it's this set that, whoops, what happened there? This set here that we are using here to live stream from. So we've just taken a few photos of that. We've made a 3D graphic model. Now, what I want to show you now is what happens when we take this into a school. Because Eddie, you said that your school days were pretty miserable. You weren't very happy. We have got to inspire our kids. We've got to use this to inspire our kids. And what I'm going to do now is show you a 2-minute clip of this whole studio setup transported to a school in Essex, Horndon on the Hill Primary down there in Essex, part of the Thurrock Trailblazers project, a project as a collaboration between us at Steamco and the Royal Opera House and the Arts Council of England, all funded by national lottery money. So every time people pay £1 for their lottery, this is the sort of stuff that they're funding, and we got a grant from the Department of Culture last year, an emergency grant to build this green screen studio, so that we can do stuff like this and pretend and convince people at the BBC that we are on top of their building, even if they don't believe us. And what I'd like to do now is just show you a little moment, a 2-minute clip of what happened when I took all of this into a school in Essex. As I say, Horndon on the Hill Primary just last week. I hope you enjoy this, because we had a fantastic time. The cardboard there, brilliant. You've done well, man. We're on a mission to Mars. We've got to send a message to space that we need art and creativity. This little boy here read every single book in the school library. And he had a dream. He had a dream about going to Mars. He said, I am going to take 1 million people to Mars in 30 years. Elon Musk has decided to build starships. So what we've got to do today is make sure we help you have the skills that you're going to need, and that's what I call your art. I think that art is what we call it when what we do connects us to somebody else. And I want you all, if you get the chance, to take one of these, get one of these off your teacher and draw a heart in. I love art. Because your art could help you make some money, make some friends, and make the world a better place. Today we talk about the art of rockets, we talk about the art of cardboard, we talk about the art of making. Are we ready? So I'm going to show year 1 and year 5 how to make paper rockets like this. We're also going to get the chance, you're going to get the chance to make some things out of cardboard. So there you go, Eddie Nestor. I hope you saw that. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope that's made you realise that I actually was on Mars. I actually was on top of BBC Broadcasting House, or the building next door. If you use your imagination, if you use your creativity, if you join me to inspire all our kids to aim not just high, but higher than high. And that's what this is all about. They've had a terrible time in lockdown. We've got to use inspiration, creativity, collaboration, teamwork, communications, oracy, all these skills, literacy, reading. We've got to unleash that in our kids. And as you said, Eddie, on your piece there, just before I joined you, your education came alive when you discovered words. Your education came alive when you discovered books. And Elon Musk, that boy who's on the wall over there, who now is the richest person in the world today, maybe it's Jeff Bezos next week, whatever. He read every single book in the school library. Every book. He then learnt to code and started a tech company and sold that and got into PayPal, and he's spending his money. He spent money on solar panels, he spent his money on building electric cars. He's done a fair bit for this world, for this earth. I'm not pretending to be Elon Musk's biggest fanboy. He's got strengths, he's got weaknesses like all of us, and I've got my own. But he's now investing that money in space, and for good or bad, we have to turn that, we have to look for the good, and we have to inspire all our young people to aim high with their creativity, with their art, to do whatever it is that they're going to do in life to make a little bit of money. Thanks for watching this craziness. We've taken this Mars base camp all over the country, to Cardiff, to Paisley, to Essex, as you saw. I'm going to play you a little film now that shows just a summary of the stuff we've been up to. And if, as I say, you played the lottery, thank you. If you're at National Lottery, Arts Council, England Department of Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, or the Treasury, thank you for your support through COVID. That's enabled us to do this in lockdown. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll log on, like us, tweet us, follow us, whatever. But whatever you do, just keep caring.
Stage Bravo's go for flight.
I think you'll find this fascinating.
Tomorrow's 10. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff.
Nick Horston told me what he's trying to do. I tell you, he is a one-off.
I love being creative, and I love inspiring children with that creativity, to help them aim not just high, but higher than high.
That was awesome.
That was crazily high.
Okay, so what have you been doing with the children in Coventry today?
Well, I don't know if you saw, but the Inspiration 4 rocket launch last night went off, and that is all about inspiring children to aim high in life, to follow their dreams, to find something they're passionate about and follow that, to maybe make a bit of money, to maybe make a few friends, to make the world a better place. And what we've been doing today is talking to the children about what happened last night, what that meant, because in 30 years, Elon Musk has said he wants to take 1 million people to Mars, which sounds fantastical. But he's built a rocket that can do it, the Starship. He's now building 1,000. Each one can take 100 people, and in 10 years, 10 times 100 times 1,000 is 1 million people in Mars. And I hate to say it, Nick, it's not going to be me and you that are going. We're going to be in care homes. It's the kids in school today. The kids in school today are going to be 40 in 30 years' time. They're going to be right for this. They're going to be perfect. And the amount of children that came up today said, you know what, that could be me, couldn't it, Nick?
Well, my head is now in an absolute whirl. Nick Corsten, thank you. Yeah, and he's doing school tours around the country. When I heard I was doing an interview about space travel, I was over the moon.
Yeah, as you said there, we are, whoops, get me back on there. Let's get back in here. There we go. Whoop. That's unusual, I'm out there. I want to be there. Oh, there's too many of me. There we go. That's what happens when you press the buttons on the fly. I was going to knock it on the head and go down to some lunch at 3:45. But just very quickly, yeah, we're on the Mission to Mars tour. Two things I want to say. One is we have no funding. Schools have no money. And I'm stuck at home. I want to go on the road. I want to get that camper van back again. So if there's anybody out there who is prepared to help us with some sponsorship. We were very grateful for the Inspiration 4 mission who sponsored us before the summer holidays. But if there's anybody out there who could provide the sponsorship, or be one of 3 headline sponsors we need to take this on the road for a month after the half term, then we'd be very grateful. Do get in touch. If you're a school that wants this session, if you've got some budget and you can pay for us to come in, then do get in touch. If you want it in your school but you haven't got the budget, then still get in touch. Go to the website www.steamco.org.uk/Mission to Mars 21, or just search for hashtag Mission to Mars 21. I'm going to play out now with a film that a dad in my son's school made for me, for which I'll be forever grateful. This is a film about the work that I've been doing at STEAMCO, but it's not about me, it's about all the people. STEAMCO is about a collaboration. It's about collaborating for creativity. It's about creative carers, people who care about creativity, children, and all our futures. And this film was made by, not that film, this film here. Where are we? I need to put my glasses on because I can do it without the glasses. There we go. I'm going to get that to play now. And hope you enjoy this film, which is made by Chris Sullivan, who you may know from the WAG Club, and who is certainly a big supporter and a fantastic advocate for the work we're doing. Thanks for this film, Chris, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks again. I'm definitely got. We're all born artists. The problem is to remain an artist as we grow up. That was Pablo Picasso. And I think we've got to help our kids, all our kids, aim high in life. Not just high, but higher than high. We've got to help our kids find their passion, their art. So I'm Nick Corsten, I'm just a dad, I'm co-founder of STEAMCO. One day maybe I'll be the CEO, I don't know. So STEAMCO is a non-profit community enterprise that helps connect our kids with their art and our communities with their schools by running creativity days. And we want to get the whole community involved. We want people who've had kids, not had kids, got kids, whatever, to come and work with us to help us run these days.
It's magical.
What inspired me? Well, I saw a talk by Sir Ken Robinson. I read half a book called What's the Point of School? On what we should be teaching our kids. And I went to Camp Bestel, which is really a Glastonbury for kids. And I thought, I want this in my kids' school. I've got a lovely little film my dad gave me of me when I was 1 and him with my first ever train set. And I show that to kids in schools all over the country. And how my dad gave me the greatest gift. He gave me my art. Because art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. So art could be painting, it could be photography, it could be cooking, it could be coding, it could be dancing, it could be design, it could be DJing, it could be robots, it could be rockets. The fun, the excitement that we have making and firing rockets in schools is to be seen, to be believed.
This is the best day of my life.
This truck contains everything you need to run a creativity festival in a primary school. 30 coding kits with the BBC Microbit. We've got rocket making kits. We do cardboard challenge. We can do the egg drop. We've got a t-shirt printing machine so we can print I Love Art t-shirts. So the kids design their own logo, take a selfie. We've had thousands of posters of those done. That's with JR, French street artist JR. So we've got communities all over the country designing I Love Art logos, taking photos, and we sent them off to JR, and he's printed 1,000 of these off for us, which we fly posting all over the country. So in lockdown, we got an Arts Council grant and we built a green screen TV studio. We've been live streaming events all summer. We did a 3-day Glastonbury event where we built a half-sized pyramid stage from cardboard and code and ran 3-day events. We had Martin and Gary Kemp. We had Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols on stage alongside community artists, dads and their kids. And we had a young lad from Leeds called Lenny who played his piano on stage, all virtual. And that's what we want to do. Lockdown's not going to lift in a hurry, and we're running festivals from a spare bedroom here in Paddington, but we need people involved. We want people to collaborate for creativity.
I think they're doing fantastic work with Steam.
For me, collaboration is everything.
Elton John gave me the greatest gift. Actually, he made a film, I don't know if you saw it, with John Lewis, where basically he tells the story of how he was given a piano as a kid and worked hard and made literally $1 million. I saw that film, ripped it off, put our own subtitles on it, and Elton John retweeted it. It had 50,000 views in an hour, and I went on a 2-week UK tour from Cornwall all the way to Carlisle, showing that film, showing my train set film, talking to kids about art and creativity, letting off rockets, and inspiring schools across the country in our 12 days of Creative Christmas tour.
You've inspired one little boy in particular, a very quiet boy, and as that rocket shot into the air, we heard the words blast off come out of his mouth.
Innovation, technology, and dreams rocketing up to the sky.
The state education system, we have a lot of people feel it's been narrowed and narrowed and narrowed, focusing on teaching and testing of highly academic subjects, which are important, which are right for some kids, but it's not for everybody. And some kids come out of the education system literally broken. 9 out of 10 schools in Britain have reported cutting the arts in some way or another, which is a real tragedy. And we're going to lose that cutting-edge creativity that made Britain so famous. Creativity is Great Britain, after all. The ideal future for me would be a whole load of these trucks on the road with passionate, enthusiastic, committed, creative people, helping connect kids with their art and communities with their schools all the way across the UK. As Albert Einstein said, imagination can take us anywhere.
I would like to have steamed cold day in my class.